This is my Oldsmobile 455 engine that almost killed me. I got it running, but after pulling a valve cover, I found it was completely full of sludge and decided to disassemble it. The block is completely stripped, but before I take it to the machine shop, I'm going to clean off some of the grime and make it a bit easier to handle. Years of neglect and small leaks contributed to the outside of this engine being caked in grease. I first sprayed the entire block with some heavy duty oven cleaner, and after letting it sit for a few minutes, I used the pressure washer to blast off the grime, and there's still a bit of grease left, so I repeat this process a few times. And look at that, you can start to see a bit of the original Oldsmobile metallic blue. With the block clean, you can really see all the casting lines and sharp edges. So I use an angle grinder with the 80 grit flap disc to smooth out all the casting flash and sharp corners. The exterior of the block looks so much better and will be safer to handle. The inside of the block gets a similar treatment, but with a die grinder. This oil drain gets smoothed out, then all the sharp points in the lifter valley also get cleaned up. To save a few minutes of labor at the machine shop, I'm also knocking out all the freeze plugs. But now this block and rotating assembly can be loaded onto my truck. Besides the block and these old parts, I'm bringing a ton of new parts that I got from Summit Racing, like these Summit Racing 30 over forged pistons and matching piston rings. And since we're installing new pistons, the rotating assembly will need to be rebalanced. So the balancer and flywheel also need to come, along with new freeze plugs and a rear main seal. To strengthen the bottom end, I have new ARP main studs and ARP rod bolts, so the block will need to be line toned and rods also honed back round. But you'll see this engine again in a few weeks with this short block assembled.